Good morning. It's Saturday morning here in a cold autumn day here in Oslo, and what better way to start today than to review a PR? So, here I am working on a article on becoming from Hegel Science of Logic, and I have a bunch of reviews from or comments from my colleague friend Ahilius, and I thought I'd work through them now. And I'll do it on video so that people can see sort of the flow and the process and how it all works, how I would do it. And yeah, just sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the ride. All right, then, let's get to it. So I like to work from my local editor here, and I have a bunch of extensions and stuff installed, but notably I have the pull request extension that allows me to sort of see the comments straight into my editor here. So I've checked out on the branch that I'm working on, and I can see Elias's comments right there in the text. So he's pointing out a typo here. Commit passing one category is one immediate and absolute. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and I'm gonna save that. That's now changed, and let's see if we can resolve it. Click here, marked as resolved. Okay. Will it still be? So this is the first time I'm using this extension. Just checking if it's reacting here. No, it's not. Maybe it's gonna change if I push it up. So it's marked as resolved. Let me just test that. So no, it's gonna be the first time for both of us. Typo. Did that change anything? It did. But that is now outdated. Fixed. Why did it appear twice? Well, welcome to software. This is always like, things never really. We spend all this time building these deterministic systems, and they end up surprising us nonetheless. All right then. Well, never mind that. It is resolved. I've made a change. So let's just keep going through this. So, yep. Good. Resolve. Ah, now it disappeared. What? Marked as resolved. Huh. Now it's acting as I expected it would, whereas if you click resolve and then it just disappears, right? Okay, whatever. Let's keep more working through it. So lines 115, 117. The new reader might be confused about how being could be distinct from nothing, and 1 be an determinate unity with which it is both, in which 2 both equally are. The idea that being in a determinate unity that offers them each independence might be sufficiently counterintuitive to a new reader as to make the passage too confusing. Maybe an extra line might help it make less ambiguous. So the issue is that there's an ambiguity. I mean, that's kind of part of the development, that there are two different determinations that are kind of butting up against each other. And we need to express this in a way that's clear and helpful. So one thing to note is that this is part of a alternate reading. So there's a little split happening in the reading in the section here, where the main a reading of that passage is taking place here, and then there's like a second reading for, because there are some like ambiguities as to how to parse this paragraph. However, I think that the main reading is pretty solid, but I still left the alternate reading in case anyone wanted to have a look at that. So it doesn't make sense to do too much work on the alternate reading because it's alternate. However, I think Helios is making a really great point here, because it took me a while to get really what the issue was, but it's he's right to point out it's really counterintuitive, but because how can something have independence if it's in a unity with something else? And that's kind of like what he's pointing out here, and also how we see things happen and develop in logic is that, well, being a nothing only gets to sort of be themselves or be self-sufficient in the context of becoming when they are determinately set apart. But they are determinately set apart, right? But are still sort of bound together. But there's intimations of a negation taking place here. So I think this is a great point. I don't think that we should write anything about that here. So I'm gonna leave this here for now. What I'm gonna do is open up a new tab here. Maybe that made it too difficult to see. No, let's not do that. Let's leave it as it was. We'll go back to that afterwards. This is just a nice comment. Thanks, Helios. Gonna add a reaction. Yes, let's do that. Click on resolve that. Yeah, Christoph. I have no clue what he's talking about here at all. Resolve that. So I think this point that he made would be good down here. Yeah, we get suggestions from Copilot in philosophy. It's not really gonna be great. The note is that being a nothing. What is the? Just don't even try, man. Copilot's just like, it's just giving up casual garbage. Soon to be independent in I'm just gonna highlight determinate and unity. So I'm just gonna save that. You see the formatter just nicely puts it in line there. terms are man, I'm gonna just turn off Copilot. Can we just like disable completions for MDX? Let's do that, because it's MDX. It mostly is gonna be Markdown anyways. 27p is grasped that. An issue has to be resolved. Yes. So I don't think we can make it any less ambiguous, because it's like the core of the text. The issue here is sort of understanding how these two things are connected, are inseparable, are the same, and yet they're different, right? So I think great point. So like this. All right, there we go. Add comment. Okay, let's resolve it, because we've added, we've responded to it, and then we continue. Let's see what else. Yeah, so here we might just disagree on how we read this. The issue is that there is a movement taking place between being and nothing in the logic, where going from being to nothing is ceasing to be. Is like that movement is called ceasing to be, and then going from nothing to being is called coming to be, right? And the issue is whether we can apply this movement to the categories themselves, or specifically in the set of being and nothing. So could we think of nothing itself as having a process of coming to be and ceasing to be? And I don't think so, because as I write at the end of my paragraph here, it presupposes the original unity, and it breaks the definition of nothing. So I think me and Helios are going to disagree on this. This is really tricky, because I thought first in the way Helios is thinking about this, and it doesn't make sense to me because of the other things I outlined. So So I think this is really something we can. It might like be a thing that we have to like extract in a sort of further on commentary section or reflection on this, because it's not at all 100% clear. I might need to sort of make better arguments as to why I think my case is right, but I would like to hear what the Helios thinks about the points I've made below and see what he, if that's help, if there can be sustained, right, or if we can improve them further. What do you think about the point I made? So I'm just gonna add a comment there, and this one I won't resolve because it's not resolved, right? It's gonna be something that I throw the ball back to Helios and see what he thinks. Delete the first the. Okay, yeah, let's just do that. That makes more sense. Cheers. So conversation. Save it. Yeah, I don't think it does. Let's keep this out to go. Previous, what's it called? Comment? Control enter, that should be fine, yeah. Let's do it like that. I'm just gonna close this one here so we can come back to it if we need to. Okay, so we're kind of making our way through the half point of the article, as you can see here. Thanks for sticking around. Alright, cheers. That's great. Thank you for that, Helios. What is this one referring to? This comment actually points to this line. That's unfortunate. So as I'm editing, the comments kind of get out of sync. Maybe this isn't the best way of doing it. That's a typo, basic typo. Let's resolve that. Is that true that it's kind of out of sync? Not seen before. The second reason. Yeah, this is weird. It's like it's out of sync. I'm not sure if I need to do something to sort of refresh the pull requests. Comments, if that does anything. So what we could do is just maybe turn it off for now. GitHub pull requests. But will it forget all the ones I've actually changed? So maybe let's just commit that. We have what we have so far. Oh man, stupid conflicts. Okay, whatever. Ba-da-ba-da. Let's see if we can get back to where we were. 316. So the comments, they stay on the same line, but the lines have changed, so you're not getting, the reference is wrong. In any case, it's just a comment that sort of compliment. So thanks for that, Helios. Appreciate it. Yeah. So this is like completely out of whack now. All right. So I think that we're gonna just switch it off. Disable U, so that this disappears. No, doesn't it do it? Restart. Okay. So let's do it like this. And even I can just close this entirely. So we are here. I think this will work as like this, and try to see. Okay, so that's where we are. This is what he's referring to. Second reason that relapse does not take into account grade point underscore. Didn't I just close this? GitHub being funky. Right, yes. This is the one we're going at. So this alias. Now we have an actual point. So I don't think I agree that this is why Hegel emphasizes being or nothing. I think you're right to emphasize the isness. Okay. No, I had. Okay, so what? That's a weird, annoying that Hegel would use a shorthand, because now things are just very technical and every word counts, right? So we'll just comment back and see what Helios says. Yeah, there's so yes, typo. Good, great catch. Yeah, that's funny that there's a comma there. Good catch. 338. Yeah. Yeah, so I personally prefer the term existence over determinate being, even though determinate being is also kind of fine. But it just like gives you the sense that this is something new, and it's bound up with another very crucial term, existence. What does it mean to exist? Whereas determinate being kind of has the feeling that this is just being, but another being. Sure, yeah, it's determinate now, but I don't know. It's just I find it's more fanfare and fun with existence. But okay, we'll have to disagree on that. I think this resolved that. Restless stability. That sounds way too poetic. It's like those terms are just like oxymorons. Maybe that's intentional, but still. I wouldn't change it. Change it because I will not resolve it because I'll leave it to Helios to resolve it to see if it's happy with it. Okay, let's keep on going here. Did I make a typo here? Yeah, that's my error there. Thanks for catching that, Elias. Purity of being. Yep. Great. Yeah, I really messed that one up. Should be contents. And then contents. My bad. We're fixing it. Yep, that should be an apostrophe. Good. Appears to deal. It appears to deal more. Yep. I have to say, there's something very appealing about MacTaggart's choice for becoming into transition to determinate being. Yeah. Fair enough. But could you say more exactly this? Yeah, maybe it's something we'll pick up on later. I'll just leave Helios to fix that. Okay. Right then, so we've gone through the issues. There is a conflict, so I just need to do some quick fixing. Issues, I think. Yeah, all checks passed, all is good. Right then, okay. That's it for today, I think. Thanks for joining me on this review of the pull request here in the engine room of sPhil as we hash out and figure out, philosophy and Hegel and so on. Hope you learned something. Hope you had fun or whatever. And wish you a good day. Cheers. Bye bye.